Hello and welcome back to Cruising Off Duty and to the 2019 Annapolis Sailboat Show. Every year, Janice and I come down here to start looking at catamarans for the future. We want to find that perfect boat that we can sail around the world on. Now this year we decided to do something a little different because we're not just going to walk around and film it ourselves, we're only going to do an episode if we get a guided tour so we can get all the facts. If you've been watching the channel, you know we've already done a bunch of episodes so far with the guided tours. Some boats we absolutely love, some boats we were like a little lukewarm on. If you haven't seen that, there is a playlist called Annapolis 2019 that has all the episodes in order so you can check those out. This episode is going to be about the Knysna 500, which is a 50-foot catamaran with a lot going for it. The guided tour is, of course, by a salesperson that knows the boat inside out and backwards, so you get lots of information, but make sure you stay tuned to the very end when you're going to get our pros and cons of this boat.
We anchor and hoist the sail.
Okay, welcome back to Cruising Off Duty. We're about to get a guided tour of one of our favorite boats from last year and the year before, which we've never had a guided tour for. It's the Knysna 50. So we love it. We know that. Hopefully you love it too.
Happily live on it.
Right. And now you're going to get a guided tour, so you're going to get all the features that maybe we missed in previous years. So stay tuned.
My name's Kevin Fischer from Knysna Yacht Company, and this is the Knysna 500 SE. Knysna being the village it's built in South Africa. We've recently launched our 50th boat, which is nice. Quite a milestone for us. We only built for a year, and we've been building them now for 18 years. So let me just run you through the cockpit. As you can see, it's well laid out. You can seat 8 comfortably.
It's a nice seating arrangement.
Nice solid roof over the top. Sides close in when the weather's not so great. And at the back here you can also see the tender, which is part of the look of the boat. Quite a different tender. Barbecue. Good South African boats have got.
Yeah. You call it a braai.
A braai, yes.
I've learned that.
On the port side we've got the swim ladder, and then of course the transfer shower. Sugar scoops are very soft. With a really nice flow when you're getting in and out of the water. Right. And it also gives the vessel this sleek look, yes, which we concentrate on quite a bit. The whole roof, the slanted windows, and a bit of a supercar type look. Comments made often when they're at anchorages, where's that boat come from? Because it looks so different, and it does. You know the saying that there are no pretty catamarans, that comes from the monohull guys, and we like to think this is a pretty catamaran. So yeah, very nice cockpit. Is the
manufactured teak an option, or is that standard?
This is standard on the boat. This is flexi teak, so you get quite a few different suppliers of this PVC decking. We've considered putting in real teak, but at the moment this is better, and also stuff. We're saving the planet. So
and it's cooler on the feet too.
Correct. So let me walk you through. Cockpit has cooler, for the beers, for just stuff that you want to keep cool. You don't want to keep going inside the boat. To get cold drinks, we've got an ice maker on the port side of the cockpit, with a little bar area just to serve on top.
Awesome.
I think this is a must.
Yes, I agree.
And then of course you've got the helm's position, very important part of the boat. People refer to it as the mole hole, but it's a pretty good space when you go into it. Very good visual. You can see both the bows for docking, and when you sit back you can see both the sugar scoops from behind, which is very important as you back up. And everything happens from the cockpit. We sell it to couples that want to go cruising, so you can sail it 2 people. Electric winches, electric furler. Obviously you can anchor from here as well with the quick chain counter. You even pick up the dinghy from here with the push of a button, and you fly the screecher from here with the push of a button. It's quite a nice space to control the boat from.
It's nice that you can see both bows from here, because a lot of cats are so tall here you can't get to see the bows.
And then of course when the weather's not great, you've got the Dodger up, and if it's really bad you can just slide this glass over and go and do whatever you want to do on the TV inside.
Right.
And so it's got 2 closures.
Garmin instruments?
Garmin, that's our standard layout, so we put quite a bit of electronics on. We make this look quite high-tech. It's a nice part of the boat. On Letitia, we got that yesterday.
Awesome.
And that's quite a big deal for us. Let's see how we go. We'll get as many people as we can vote for us.
There we go.
Right, going inside. As we come into the interior of the boat, remember we built 4 a year, and this is a semi-custom boat. The owner gets to choose a lot of what happens in this space. Your wood colors, your corium colors, the layout of the galley. This is not cast in stone. There's no molds in this boat. So we spend quite a bit of effort on keeping it as light as possible. And all this is built out of 10mm Aerex foam and then covered with the wood of your choice, which is veneers for micas.
Right.
We use a lot of solid wood. This particular wood is oak, and we like to show off the oak. Remember last year we had a spray finish, which was more a plasticky look, for want of a better word.
And that was just the choice of that owner, so you went with it, right?
That was his choice, and we do whatever the owner wants.
Yeah.
So, small things, we've got a dishwasher in here.
Oh, cool.
This space here traditionally used to be a nav station, and as you know, nav stations have become a bit obsolete because everything's electronic now.
You can
So
mirror your
extend
iPad
this.
to the Garmin if you want.
Correct.
Right.
Small detail, you send me your mugs, I make them fit 100%. Your glasses, we actually cut the holes to fit your personal cutlery and stuff. Same with up here. This is a twin wash-up area. This serves more as a dryer and also as a cutting board when you're cooking. So you just can sweep it into there. That's the top end of the bin, which actually is on the other side. And then this becomes a dry area. Once you've washed, you can just put the dishes in there, rinse them off.
Okay.
Out of sight, out of mind. And you close that off. Just don't forget them there for a week. So that works pretty well. Again, this doesn't need to be there. It can be anywhere here, so you get to choose this.
Microwave?
Microwave. We've done a lot of convention ovens where people don't do the normal propane oven. They'll opt for an induction hob, which is very popular nowadays, and then just with a big convention oven.
Oh,
But
yeah.
again, whatever you want, we do it for you.
Okay.
This particular boat is a 3-cabin, so we've got 2 double ensuite cabins on the starboard side, with the port side being dedicated to the owner side. So I think let's go forward. You want to do
The salon seating.
okay, saloon seating. Quite a big space.
That is
You
big
find
space.
that you don't often sit there. You're more outside. But when you want to sit inside, it's a nice space. This drops down,
That's a
as
beauty.
do most, and that becomes a big bed. If you need to sleep there when you're underway and you need to be close to the cockpit, so that drops down. It's got gas shocks.
It's a great spot for watching your TV. That's a
Television
good
is
size
set
TV.
there. Again, here we do whatever you want. We do a little mini bar if you want with wine bottles. This owner chose to do it this way. Fridge freezer combo. This side is the bin. Quite an important thing. You're continuously throwing stuff away and it must be accessible.
Right.
And it feeds from the top. And then storage. Plenty storage all around the galley. Wherever there's a hole, we create
something.
an opportunity to pack stuff away.
Okay.
Right.
Now we can go check out the
Go
cabins.
down starboard side forward.
Okay. So this is your guest side?
So this is the guest side. We can briefly stop here. The heart of the boat, the electrical panel.
Okay.
We do this in-house. We don't outsource it. And our electrician has been with us now for 16 years.
Yeah, nice and neat.
Doing this for us. So each boat improves. It's all numbered. It's all in the owner's manual. So if the owner does have a glitch, he can quite easily fault find it
Yes.
before he emails me. But yeah, pretty simple, nice, clean, tidy.
That's great.
You'll notice the headroom. I'm the measuring stick. when we
Yeah, so
built
tell them
the
how tall
design.
you are.
So I'm 6'4",
And you got headroom, which is great.
and there's a lot of headroom here. This
It's a very tall boat.
bed is quite high, but it's on top of the bridge deck. So
And you have a pretty high bridge deck?
we can't lower
Yeah.
it.
Would you want a
more
high
than
bridge
this.
deck? Otherwise
You
get
want
lost
high
somewhere.
bridge deck. A lot of boats put the actual bed inside the hulls, but we chose to put it on top of the
Nice.
bridge deck.
Yeah.
We've got, this is quite a new addition, this extra window we've put in, which makes the boat even prettier from the outside, and when you're lying in bed you can actually look out,
Mm-hmm.
which is a nice feature.
Lots of storage
Very
cabinets.
important, there's no liners on this boat. What you see is the skeleton of the boat.
Okay.
So any stress, as you know, these boats do quite a bit of flexing when they're in rough weather. It's a big piece of fiberglass. Any stress on this boat you would pick up here. It's not hidden behind a panel which sort of hides a million sins sometimes.
Yeah.
So we keep the boat exposed. It's also our finish because we want to keep it light, and the panels would just add extra
Add
weight.
weight.
And then we do a lot of this trim finish, all in solid proper wood, giving it a nice feel. Again, you get to choose whatever you want here.
Little settee to sit on and put on
Also,
your
it's the
clothes.
step
Yeah.
up,
Yeah.
this little blind here, so it gives you privacy, gives it a nice feel. A lot of LED lighting hidden away, which gives the boat a really nice look at night when the bottom lighting is on. Right, forward shower, very spacious. Again, this is a shower for two, maybe
Yes.
three, but let's stick to two. So really nice space. Escape hatches are here, which is pretty awesome when the water's blue and you actually have in
Yeah.
a shower and you can look out there.
A nice breeze coming in.
Nice breeze coming in there.
You've got that open, and then you got one above your
One
head.
above you. And this one here is something you will hopefully never need to use, but it's
it's
part
your
of the sea regulation.
Yep.
One of the few moldings in the boat is the showers,
Okay.
where we actually got fiberglass moldings.
Okay.
As I said earlier, the rest is all 10mm Aerex foam handmade. This would be the smallest of the three cabins, but also very comfortable. This is really the cabin to be at when you're underway on a cat, because it's sort of the smoothest here. We've got the slanted windows, again a blind here, lockers. We use a lot of lattice. It just makes the cupboards breathe well,
Breathe more, yeah.
and it's really got a nice look to it.
It does.
So we use a lot of this in the cabins. The ensuite head. This shower is quite a bit smaller than the forward heads, but again, nice space to move in and have a decent shower, which is important after a hard day sailing. These surfaces and finishes, again, you get to choose them. You can have a fiddle on it. You can pretty much have whatever you want here. Again, a lot of LED lighting, just to add a little bit of more glamour to the finish. Electric toilets, freshwater flush, so we don't get that
Weird smell.
smell that you get out of saltwater flush toilets. And the stairs coming up flow pretty good. It's not a steep climb,
No.
and when the weather's bad, you're actually quite comfortable in
Yeah,
going
you
up
can
and
brace
coming
yourself
down,
when you
yeah.
get up. Yeah.
Right, and now we're going to move to the port side, which is the owner's side. And this is a really nice space.
I love this.
It's got a feeling like you could be in your
You
house.
hear Janice, she's already checked it out.
I love the side.
And again, this doesn't need to be what it is. We sort of have turned this one into a study, but it could be whatever you want it to be. This tends to be sort of the general look. People go with this because they've seen it on this one, and then they'll say on the next build, we'll just copy that again.
Yeah.
And you can put your computer here and you can spend time down here. This door closes off, obviously,
Privacy. Yeah.
and this becomes private. It's air conditioned. The seating there, people have asked, so why would I come and sit down there? It's quite a nice space to be in. You just want to
I
just chill a
love
bit.
yes, because I like a lot of quiet time.
You just
If
sit
there's a
down
bunch
there,
of
chill,
other
read a
people on the
book.
boat, I would come
No.
down and sit here occasionally.
It's really nice space.
Read your.
A lot of cabinets at the back.
relax.
A lot of, because if you're going to live aboard, you're going to have all your clothing on this boat, and you need a lot
Yeah.
of cupboards for your clothing.
Yeah.
Got a television, obviously, in this cabin, which also repeats from the navigation, so you won't advise it though, but you can lie in bed and actually watch where you're going.
Yeah.
So yeah. Coming forward again, one would say a lot of wasted space, but it gives you a nice feel. Copy of the window we saw on the starboard side. And again, this can be anything. It doesn't have to look what it looks like here. This is the generator, water maker, inverter room.
Wow.
You remember on the starboard side was actually a cabin on top of this space.
Oh, okay, right.
And this one is smaller, and we've put the generator in there. This becomes the lady of the house. It's her vanity.
Okay.
Small mirror, hair dryer, and of course when this closes off, you've got this huge.
We always had the
Mirror.
water maker there. Just, I'm sure that's a question people want to know. Does the water maker come standard?
This is all standard.
And what size water maker?
So that's
Like how many
100 liters an hour.
100 liters an hour. Okay. And it's a Panda generator. How many
It's a
was
Fisher
it?
Panda generator. That's a 7. This is a DC boat, 220 volt, but you can have 110 or 220,
Okay.
and you can plug her in anywhere in the world. She accepts both 110 or 220 and 50 and 60 hertz,
It converts it.
so it doesn't matter. Here's the lithium ion. This boat's got lithium ion in.
And you're finding that's becoming more and more common?
Oh yes, they
People
just-
are ordering that?
Yeah,
Yeah, I would do that for
we're
sure.
doing that as standard now.
Oh, you're doing a lithium ion as standard?
Yeah.
Wow.
Becomes a standard feature now.
That's good.
Just while we're on, what is this boat sort of going for? If I could mention it now, this at the moment is $895
Okay.
all in. That's with lithium generators, water maker, air conditioning,
Ready to go.
tender, electric furler, screecher. There's nothing to add.
Live aboard ready.
There's nothing
Yeah.
to add. As you see it here, it's $895,
That's great.
which is pretty good.
It's really good.
Going way forward now, you've got pretty much a copy of the starboard side. Same size shower, nice and spacious. What I didn't mention on the starboard side is that the actual washer dryer
Oh, it was on
is
the
in
other
the
side?
forepeak.
It's there, Janice.
Yeah, and that's very important. And that again is an option. You can have it wherever you would like it.
But that is included in the price as well?
That's included in
Oh.
the price. So yeah,
I can hear Janice in the background oohing and on because she's all
So
her little
that's
check boxes are happening.
quite a lot of boat for that money. I would quite confidently say this is probably the best priced 50 at the show.
Right. Yes.
For what you're getting. I think for this spec, most of them are way over $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so out on the deck, firstly going up, steps, nice access, grab rail, yeah, very important. All good and well, we're standing here inside the marina and the boat's not moving, but in a big sea,
Yeah.
you need a lot of grab rails to get hold of. Wide, flat decks. So no
Very
slipping.
nice. Yeah, you don't have to duck around the rigging.
Yeah, so she's got a nice feel going up. You've got this step here if you want to go up onto the roof, but there's also access from the front.
Okay, so two options.
Solar panels, that's standard as well.
How many watts?
This is 800 watts of solar,
Okay, and that's what the standard is?
standard on
That's
it.
amazing. Okay.
And if we either do an in-boom, we offer an in-boom furler or the standard furler. Obviously an in-boom will be a bit more.
Yeah.
And then the knock-on of that is we need to change the tender lift pickup
Okay.
because of the in-boom furler.
Yeah, we want it traditional anyway.
Very wide here. Looking back at the boat, you actually get to appreciate the sleekness of the roof, and that's what gives it the look.
Mm-hmm. It's a nice looking boat.
So it is a pretty boat. Here's the steps I spoke about, so going up onto the roof.
Yeah, easy steps to climb. It's nice.
You do spend quite a bit of time up here when you need to come up and work. So,
Yes. I was on a boat across the Atlantic and it was hard to get to this.
and it's pretty high. I mean,
Yeah.
even for me, I'm tall. This is quite a stretch. So, yeah.
No, so this is easily workable. Yeah. And what's the height of the mast?
18 meters off the deck, so we're 21 meters off the water. We do offer a shorter mast if the client extends to coast.
Okay. Yeah.
Doesn't really affect the performance. This is a very big main for the boat. So
Do you know this where feet or meters of the sail? Oh, I gotta get Janice in her infamous princess seat.
A princess seat.
The princess seat that Janice likes. Is it big enough for you?
Yeah.
Very comfortable?
Yeah. And I can face backward. Like this.
Yeah. So Janice can face forward or backward easily. Nice.
You can use the super tank material, which is quite
Soft.
common. Everybody uses it. It's nice and soft. There's our bowsprit, which you've unfortunately had to disconnect.
Right.
This is the access to the fuel tank.
Okay. So the fuel tank's there and room for jerry cans.
And storage for extra fuel.
Yeah.
And on the starboard side we have the water tank. The propane bottles. What we do here is we keep as much of the weight in the middle of the boat. So we've got the fuel here, that's 600 in litres, which is 1.2 tons of liquid. We've got the battery sitting there, the generator sitting here. So we try not to let the boat porpoise. Because as soon as we start offsetting weights, the boat starts doing this.
Right.
We try and keep as much of the weight
Center
as
line.
possible.
Yeah. Right next to the mast.
I haven't mentioned the sailing capabilities of this boat. She's pretty quick for a 50-foot non-racing boat.
Right.
So while we are weight sensitive, we're not besotted with weight. We're not building a racing boat. It just must be comfortable. But when need be, she must be able to pick her legs up and move.
Right.
And she'll run comfortably at 11, 12, 13 knots. She weighs 13.5 tons, all kitted out. And that's because we built the boat with Eric's foam, and as I mentioned, there's no molds inside the boat, so everything is pretty light. So we try and give you as light a boat as possible, because we know when you come on board you're going to add a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And a heavy cat doesn't sail nicely.
Yeah.
That also becomes a dangerous cat. So you want it to be light and do some good passage making if you're going to do blue water cruising.
All right. Thank you, Kevin. That was a great tour.
Right, you're welcome. Thank you for showing us.
Hello.
Hello, welcome back to Cruising Off Duty.
As you know, with this series, we are now at home. We've reviewed the footage that you've just seen, and we're going to give you a list. She's got a big list. There's a lot to like on this Knysna 500. Yeah. And I'm going to give the ladies the floor first to talk about what she likes and maybe anything she doesn't like, and then I'll go about what I like.
Yes, I like this boat a lot. It is extremely pretty, like beautiful. The back cockpit area with the seating and the table is laid out differently than a lot of others, and it's gorgeous, and you can get by and around. It has the full enclosure included, and wide, like the floor is flexi teak.
Yeah,
that's gorgeous. Nice. What a nice bonus, and that's thrown in. It's so much nicer than just the
fiberglass floor. Yeah. Or real wood, which would be a lot of work. Yeah.
And I like the way it's laid out.
Yeah.
And alternatively, it has its little barbecue on the side, and its fish cleaning table on the other side, and there's a seat on each side also, so you just sit while you barbecue. And
you can walk behind that
exactly.
seat.
You can walk behind. It's got a little back transom walking on walkway, catwalk. And the decks outside are super wide. It does have 2 good princess seats that I can sit in any direction, and the trampolines were nice and soft, comfortable.
Yeah, it's very well laid out.
Yeah.
I like the rounded back too, by the table. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The absolute only, negative thing was the ladder. The swim ladder was very insignificant. If we're going to be having small scuba stuff on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could maybe.
Yeah, carrying my weight, which I weigh, I won't tell you what, but I weigh a fair bit. Yeah. And then you throw a scuba tank and all that on there. That ladder looked not significant.
Well, I know it's very narrow. It's very similar to the one that we had in our charter boat, and I found it hard to climb. Like I got to. Like your feet, you can't put both feet on one rung at the same time. Almost,
and because it's collapsible, it's probably a little wonky and a little loose and stuff.
Anyway, that's the only negative.
Yeah, we might aftermarket change that ladder if we had the boat. Yeah.
The interior is gorgeous. I love the lattice wood. Everything is like a real wood finish. You can choose your finish, but I love real wood. I do not want IKEA laminate. And the stove was great. It had 2 sinks. It had a dishwasher. You could put a microwave or a convection oven. Like it's going to be a very usable, luxurious kitchen. Better than the one we have here, almost. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. The big interior, but better. Big interior seating area was gorgeous. The cabins were beautiful, especially the owner's version. The heads were big with big showers. So everything about that I love. I love everything about the interior finishes.
Yeah, it was beautiful. All right, so is it my turn? Now I've got my list of things. So I'm going to go through my positives. One thing, and some they're going to overlap a bit. One thing I thought was just kept blowing my mind is that everything was included.
Yeah.
Like one thing I think is a must on a modern catamaran you're going to live on is having lithium-ion batteries, standard. It comes with her double sink, but it also comes with a dishwasher, washer dryer, water maker, generator, everything at a decent size water maker, decent size generator that is not substandard where you're going to need to replace it. It even came with an ice maker. It came with so many things.
A little cooler fridge in the back and an ice maker.
Yeah, and it had that beautiful like utility room, which is on the flip side of where the other side has a bed. The other side is a big utility room with your water maker, which of course is included, and your generator, and everything's in one room that you can easily get into, and there seemed to be lots of space to work. And I like that. I like that instead of digging down into your engine rooms and trying to get down in there, you can just open up, in essence, a wall off of one of the cabins, and there's everything at like chest level, which I thought was really good. Came with the dinghy. I love the fact that the dinghy's up on blocks, so it's up on blocks, and you just strap it down. It's way safer to have it like that than the traditional dinghy davits where your dinghy's just hanging in essence from lines, and you're hoping that the lines don't snap mid sailing in a storm thing because you're going to find your dinghy dragging in the water behind you. So blocks are the way to go, and that looked like a substantial lifting block area. I loved the flexi teak. That was a big thing for me. I've been on a couple of boats like the Exquisite I went across the ocean, and I think even the Discovery I was on the previous ocean crossing both had that flexi teak, and it is a must, I think, because if you're walking on fiberglass, it shows marks. It gets dirty easy.
It gets scuffed up.
And then your other option would be real wood, which is maintenance, and it gets scuffed, and you have to resand it and all that stuff. So the flexi teak is not only soft, it's maintenance free almost. You don't have to constantly sand it, and cool on the feet. Yes. When it's beating down sun crossing the equator, and anything that this flexi teak somehow magically stays relatively cool on the feet, as opposed to everywhere else you touch is hot as hell. So I love that. The enclosure, you talked about that. I love the enclosure. One thing I didn't get to show you is at the helm. Well, I showed you sort of as it pivoted around on the camera, but we didn't really focus on it. Is when you sit at the helm, there's a sliding like a hatch system, big glass hatch thing that goes over. So if you are not going to sit at the helm, you're going to have your autopilot on, and it's coming down cats and dogs. You can slide that thing forward and enclose the top of the helm. And then, of course, you got your roll down sides. So you can completely enclose yourself out of the elements if you want to sit out in your back cockpit when it's blowing and rainy and all that stuff. That's really cool, too. Nice feature that I didn't really accentuate on the thing. If I have to come up, the other thing I noticed here, electronics, standard electronics, the Garmin electronics seem to be very good. Decent size screens, lots of those readout little screens. The way I looked at it, I said, if this is standard, I wouldn't need to upgrade it. A lot of boats, when they say, well, this is the B&G system, and they go, is that the standard one? Well, no, not that size screen, and oh no, not that. So you realize you're going to get a kind of a more simple version if you just got the standard. This one seemed great, so I don't need to change it. So my only negative I could think of, and I'm really nitpicking here, is a few of the other boats we like and are around the size, the St. Francis 50, the Antares 44, which you'll see an episode coming up. Even the Majestic, they all have the hard dodger, the hard windshield in front of you. So if you are sitting at the helm, you got enclosures that come down the side, you've got that hard dodger, and you don't have to worry about getting hit by the elements when you're at the helm. And it keeps it dry there. I wish this boat had a hard dodger.
Yeah, because there are times when the weather won't be great, but you have to be doing that. Like maybe you're docking in a storm, or you need to be in that position, and you won't have a hard dodger. Yeah, you'll have just the roll down thing. Nitpicking,
we know.
Right.
But yeah, this one did have like the roll down strata glass you could see in the ceiling, but I mean that's suboptimal because that glass will get foggy and brittle when it gets exposed to the sun too much, and you'll have to replace it. So that's one thing, minor thing. And the other minor quip would be if it had hard lifelines around the outside instead of a wire.
You could probably add those. That
could probably be something you could tell them. If you're getting the boat built, can you spend the extra time and money and put the bars instead of the lines? So you can actually lean against them when you're doing stuff on the boat. It is a nice feature. Yeah. So anyways, very nitpicky, I know, but those are the only two negatives because we pretty much love this boat.
I love the lattice. I love the
lattice,
finish. It's so pretty. And when I first saw this boat, it was at the Miami Boat Show several years ago, and I fell in love with it then. I've always loved it. So
there we go. So hopefully you found this entertaining or informative. If so, show the channel some love by giving it a thumbs up. That's how YouTube knows to push this video out to more people. And do that. That helps us out a lot. And the other thing is to
subscribe.
Yeah, there you go. So that's it from Craig and Janice. We're signing off now. Wishing you safe cruising, and ciao for now.
We anchor and hoist the sail.
A special shout out to our patrons that show the channel some love with more than just thumbs up. We love you guys. If you want to know more about that, go to patreon.com/cruisingoffduty. And if you want to follow us in any of our social media, the easiest way is probably just to go to cruisingoffduty.com and all the links are there. Oh, and if you're one of those people that already owns a catamaran and is sailing in some beautiful tropical location right now, just know that we are green with envy because Mother Nature decided to just skip fall, go right into winter. I'm already using my snowblower. We are very depressed. But we do wish you safe cruising because one day we will be just like you laughing at all those crazy Canadians. Ciao for now.